Well, blessings, everybody, and welcome to the last course of the Kings and Prophets series. The name of this one is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and we're going to see evidence of all these. And so I thank you for being so strong in your perseverance. If you've begun this 10th course and you've likely already looked at some of the previous ones, or maybe all of them, if you have, that is wonderful. And so this week's lesson is an amazing lesson. We're going to take it in little bitty bites to where we can sort of see what's going on. So I really encourage you to read the passages. There's parallel passages, so make sure you read both of them. Today's out of 2 Kings chapter 21 and 2 Chronicles chapter 33. And we're introduced to the king here, Manasseh. Manasseh was 12 years of age when upon his ascension the king, and he ruled over Jerusalem, so he's the king of Judah. He reigned 55 years, and his mother's name was Hephzibah. Now, Scripture is forthright. It says this a lot about many of the kings. They did evil in the sight of the Lord. But you see a progressive increase in evil overall with the kings. There's a couple of them that weren't quite as evil as their predecessor. But Manasseh, when you see him, he is evil like you cannot imagine. He did evil according to the abominations of the nations whom the Lord dispossessed before the sons of Israel. In other words, when God brought them out of Egypt, he said, I want you to go into the promised land here. I want you to get rid of all these people. The evil that they were doing right there, this king did, and even more. And we're going to see what this evil was on these next few videos. The Lord gives us tremendous detail about it. He rebuilt the high places which Hezekiah, his father, had destroyed. Now, if you've been with us before, you know that Hezekiah was a good king. He was a godly king. And he went about and destroyed all the pagan worship. Not completely, because the people would keep doing some things. But now his son comes along and erects the altars back to Baal. He made an Asherah as Ahab, king of Israel, had done. Remember Ahab, he's a horrible king. And Manasseh came along and worshiped the host of heaven and served the host of heaven. Now, we can assume, and a lot of people believe that this is the sun, moon, and stars, heaven worship, pagan worship, that kind of thing. Probably absolutely true. I'm also thinking there's a demonic realm even within this of the host of heaven, because what we'll see a little while later, okay? So Manasseh comes along. He actually built altars in the house of the Lord. And the way that it's described here, and as we'll see in a couple of videos a few verses later, we know that this is the temple itself. It's the temple, what the Lord said, in which the Lord said, in Jerusalem I will put my name. So he built altars for the host of heaven in the two courts of the house of the Lord. So you see that Manasseh literally is evil personified. We're going to see in the next video that he was actually empowered by evil. We'll see that, okay? Still, I don't want you to get ahead. Most of the time when you hear about Manasseh, it's from the passage out of 2 Kings, okay? And I've heard several, messages, Sunday school lessons and stuff like that. But as the late, great Paul Harvey would say, wait for the rest of the story. There's two principles I want us to see throughout this lesson right here. First one is this: we must have the full counsel of the Word. If you just look at the 2 Kings passage, you're going to have an incomplete story. Also, no one is beyond salvation. Okay? No one, no matter what we have done, how horrific it is beyond salvation. I'm Dale from the Precept classes in Coleman, Alabama, and I thank you for being with us. Take these things, meditate upon these truths, and listen to what the Lord says. I'll see you again next time.